Captain Angela decided to unlock one of the doors. Little did she know that a xenomorph horde was waiting inside, ready to unleash their acidic wrath upon everyone. Prometheus, Fire and Stone, Issue 2. Inside the ship, the crew finds itself in a strange environment. The atmosphere smelled like an ionized fart, as Galgo interjected, while there was some kind of hard black moss-like substance covering the walls. The scanners showed that there were alien life forms present on the ship, but before they could go and look for alien life, it presented itself. A xenomorph latched onto one of the crew members, and a facehugger broke another's helmet and latched itself on the poor fellow. Galgo and the others fired at the xenomorph, but its acidic blood spilled on several humans, grievously injuring them. However, they managed to escape Hadley's hope and made their way to safety. But the xenomorphs were in hot pursuit. Angela called in Trainer and asked for an evac ship, which Trainer immediately dispatched after homing in on Angela's readings. The crew was in a mess, hunted by alien-killing machines on a moon 36 light-years away from home. To make things worse, one of them falls off what appears to be a bridge and into the water, only to be eaten alive by shark-sized fish. But more men had fallen into the water by now, and Galgo and the others went in to save whoever they could. After a fierce battle between bullets and teeth, the wounded were brought aboard the rescue ship. Meanwhile, Francis and Elder were missing. Angela then revealed her secret to the crew, but they are clearly not excited about it. And they should feel bad. Angela had practically cheated them. A fight would have broken out, which would not have ended well for Angela, but she's saved by the news that Eldon and Francis had been found. They had managed to find a cave where someone named Derek Russell
She the only one down there. See down there, sitting there chilling.
An enormous amount of universe-changing notes and a probe from the earlier crash. It turns out that an engineer's ship had crashed on the moon LV-223, and the crash led to spillage of the black goo, which transformed a barren moon into one full of strange life in just over a century. Angela left with a few others to find and rescue Francis and Eldon, but they could not land a ship where the latter were present, so she was on foot, and not far from there, a panel shows an engineer lurking in the jungle. Meanwhile, the xenomorphs attack Helios and kill 2 of the crew members.
Instant game. Instant game. I fucking love it. They fixed it, finally.
Lying open near them, knowing that they have to leave the game.
Instant game.
They fucking
Take
fixed
this
it.
time to ready up.
They fixed the game.
They cheated us, man.
Ain't no instant game. Instant blunt.
Even hostile fire.
Where y'all try to go?
On the way to Francis and Eldon, Angela and ship. Eldon will ask Angela that they are Angela shuts him up by telling him how important this salvage could be. Just then, Galgo finds the engineer back in the cave.
Practice is over. The real fight begins now.
Eldon has clearly escaped, but Francis tells him that
Resurgence. Heal up. Vengeance, you don't want to breathe. Make your way to the safe zone. Live and your KIA teammates will redeploy. Any point-worthy action, return them to combat quicker.
I'm going right here. We got a squad over here.
Bad guy, front. Enemies remain.
Fuck.
Hostiles dropping into the area. Targets are up. Take them out. Enemy UAV active.
apparently because
shit. Let me get right, man. Let me get right, baby. Yeah. Put some pressure on that motherfucker, man. He killed me.
I'll
find you.
Now that Francis was back,
Do better this time.
before she and her crew could leave.
After you got yourself a vibe.
Surveyor vehicle as bait to lure the xenomorphs away from Helios. On their way back, Galgo hears more movement nearby and discovers a towering figure. He was making not to engage the
Enemy precision airstrike. Hostile dropping into the area. Enemy precision airstrike. Stay alert.
Good shit.
However, Angela's plan had failed. As Galgo had managed to reach persons, but Angela did not anticipate
Shit, make the target location.
I'll stop now. Those creatures are everywhere.
Resurging. Go get your revenge.
Fire and stone. Issue 4. Issue 4 begins with elevated friendly pets entering Helios. Just then, an announcement goes off warning the crew members not to engage Eldon or the creatures.
One of your allies is back in the game.
Yep, we lost one.
Taking the stick. That was too close. Come on, I need a driver.
Go.
Thank you.
Where y'all trying to go?
Coordinate fire. Hold out,
Get the motherfuckers, man. On the bridge. Alright, jump. Bail.
Enemy UAV active.
Sharp design.
Enemy cluster strike. Watch your heads.
But just then, they get saved by an engineer. That the engineer was about to kill them as well. Eldon was still over the He had been betrayed by his friend Francis despite everything.
That's how you win.
However, he assured
Allied cluster strike arriving. Only 25 left. Keep moving forward. Resurging. Go get your revenge.
Alien vs. Predator. Fire and Stone. Issue 1. The comic starts with Galgo and his men trying to get into 2 years of battlespeak on the way back to Earth. Afterwards, their take
Gas is inbound. One member is redeployed.
The thing is, Galgo had taken Francis captive. was after Francis, which meant he was after everyone else too. He had taken control of the connected to Gary.
That wasn't working out.
Eldon says, I could shut off your oxygen. I could open all the hatches and crush you like tin cans. I could drown your men in their cryotubes. Galgo asks Eldon what he wants, and Eldon replies, you have the only thing I want, Francis. Galgo had just betrayed his captain. Naturally, betraying Francis was going to be lesser than a hiccup to him, but Francis was doing his best to convince Galgo not to give him up. He knew full well that Eldon would spare no one. The mutated construct was responsible for several lost lives back on LV-223, and his unstable mind wanted more blood. Naturally so, in one of the panels, Eldon speaks to the xenomorphs and says, everyone's so eager. We'll all get what we want. Enough blood for everyone. But all Galgo wanted was to save his life, and knowing that Eldon was unstable and in control of the ship, he had no choice but to give Francis up. Meanwhile, Eldon ordered his xenomorphs not to attack until he had what he wanted. Eldon reaches Galgo and Francis, and all that stands between two parties is a door. Eldon says, approach the door, Galgo. Keep your distance. I haven't forgotten how dangerous you are. Do not forget how dangerous I am. However, just as Eldon was about to lay his hands on Francis, a breach alarm went off. Eldon thought it was one of Galgo's tricks, but it was not. Something else had gone.
Holding for deployment. Take this time to ready up.
As it turned out, their unseen search for deadlier and worthier prey had brought them to Eldon's doorstep. Eldon was evolving. Everything he touched and everywhere he went, he brought new life with him. And as it happened, he had been injected with something that was old as eternity. And this ancient substance gave him the power to look beyond the constraints of time. The
enemy soldiers nearby!
The ancient force of nature that lived to hunt and hunt. Started massacring everyone that moved. But Francis was somehow managing to keep himself alive and away from Eldon's deathly clutches.
Enemy soldier nearby!
Predator aboard his ship. Back on Gary, Eldon and his brood of xenomorphs who
You need to be more damn careful.
He regenerated almost immediately and without pain. He says, I don't know what you want or where you came from. I have been harboring a lot of rage lately. Now I get to let it out. The predators flanked him from all sides, sticking their pokey sticks in him. The others battled the xenomorphs who were protecting Eldon. However, one of the predators grabbed Eldon from behind, but strangely enough, Eldon's stomach had opened with several sharp teeth. The mouth bit from Eldon, and it was something that he had anticipated. While Eldon was battling the predators, he was still in conversation with Francis about how humanity has only seen one thing, to feel secure. But all he talked about did not distract him from showing the predators what he could do. I mean, he grabbed one of the predators by the neck and opened it entirely with his bare hands. The predators had indeed found their worthy prey.
Training's over. Time to see what you've learned.
When all but one predator was left alive, he considered Eldon
Resurgence. Gas is approaching your position. Get to the safe zone. Liv and your KIA teammates will redeploy. Any point-worthy action will return them to combat quicker. Enemy dropping into the AO.
Elsewhere, Eldon was still in pursuit of Francis, who was trying his best to evade him.
Targets are up. Take them out. Bounty target identified. Have a little fun, yeah? You picked the right side. Smart choice. Squad member is redeployed.
Now, the black goo only enhanced Francis instead of tearing
Yo, man, get your phone away from the game.
Brought them as friends. Dial loader. Alien versus Predator.
Hello? What? Okay.
Enemy UAV active.
Right. Jason,
All alert.
bro, I was so cold, bro.
Searching for supplies. Let's get some new toys. Enemy UAV active.
It turns out that Francis was rather jealous of Eldon. Jealous of the fact that Eldon lived without any fear of death. That's how he could live long. He says that
Enemy UAV active.
See, only blue ones, what these pink ones are.
Finish scanning. Exiting airspace.
So we got loadout money, man.
But as was expected, they were generated.
Enemy UAV active.
Bro,
Blue, grab that loadout.
so fast. And I might die.
It stuck right into his chest. But Eldon saw it.
Bro, I am running
After returning
Enemy UAV
so
active.
I'm a
You've got gas moving in. Time's up.
Bro, my
Objective failed.
3.9.
By now, Eldon has given up on his rage and anger against Francis.
Bro, my average KD is 3.9, bro.
And locked himself in a chamber. Eldon says, "Don't, Francis.
Who KD is better than mine?
It's too big for you. It will kill you." Eldon understood that Francis' human body
3.9 KD.
Clock ticket. Make your way to the target.
He was a machine.
Assault rifle mark.
That was
I'm gonna wait.
However,
I'm just gonna
Francis'
grab that.
sickly human body would bear the side effects. And that's what happened. Francis mutated
Oh my
into a
God.
monstrosity for a second. It turned out that Francis' spirit was little less than a catastrophe for him. But the next thing he got attacked by the Predator.
But what that armor? I just seen on the movie out there. What
Contract
armor?
complete. Payment been filed.
Someone marked some armor.
Loadout drop headed your way. Enemy UAV active.
Francis escaped after breaking his spirit. But the mutated Predator, a creature arrived at the scene.
Loadout drop headed your way.
They're targeting me.
Squad member is redeployed. Gas is closing in. Relocating to safe zone.
Behind us, behind us. Oh shit, where y'all at?
Francis begins to call it a war, something during the course of which the opposing parties forget what they
It's chicken. Love the chicken. Let's go. No, go.
Here we go again.
It's chicken. Love the chicken. Go. Best.
Enemy dropping into the AO.
I'm in the sight.
Damn, couldn't reload.
I'm missing my shots.
Get that motherfucker, man. He hiding behind the rocks, behind the porch. He ain't went nowhere.
Hostile contact.
I'm going back to that loadout, man. Throw a cluster on that loadout over there. Ooh, never mind.
Oh, enemy soldier nearby. You're redeploying. Make it mean something. Gas is inbound.
Several months after the events of the recent
Oh, they got sniped. Boy, I'm getting one. What did you see?
Prior to this, he was a still experienced traveled to different obsessed with finding the race of engineers.
Enemy UAV active.
Moby Dick. It's not for long that the crew notices videos of the atmosphere, but the ship crash landing nearby. Angela
Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
This takes his curiosity further, and asks if she believes in God.
Gas is moving in. New safe zone highlighted.
Armor box over there.
Enemies active. Kill them all.
I am on a ranch street right now.
Enemies
I'm
hiding.
killing lots of people.
Angela and Galgo leave for the ship, but Galgo gets ambushed by small animals. Comes to Galgo's rescue.
Oh my god! I'm gonna come back and get my loadout over.
Enemy soldier nearby.
Ahab gets up to kill Elton because he was a twisted form of
Positive ID on the bounty target.
Where the fuck this motherfucker at?
Keep your head on a swivel.
They are shocked to realize that which was filled with acid. Yes, the person itself was alive. So, Angela was claiming that he was alive and should not be hurt. As the wall emerged, the wall and creates a hole for the team and Ahab to escape through. So,
Vector is marked for airstrike.
It's like two people up in there. It's two people in there.
We need to get to the safe zone.
If you go down now, the operation is over. Watch your six.
have a good one and be safe. Thanks, everyone.
Bounty target is down. Marvelous. Enemy dropping into the AO. Squad member is redeployed. This is the end game. Resurgence has been turned off. Gas is inbound. Marking new safe zone. Squad member is redeploying. Enemy UAV active. Enemy fighting. Enemy fighting. Got contact.
Heard and understood.
Enemy contact. Rally there.
I missed the whole motherfucker. Good game, fellas. Good game, fellas. Little dude talking too crazy.
That kind of seems to have been the case, and it's interesting because Wolverine kind of offers this explanation to Nightcrawler, like how does Yo, it's Big Nick. Back another edition of This is TV, UPTV. Make sure you stay on your pivot at all times, man. Had to come tap in real quick on Rollo, man. Rollo fam goon. Now, if you don't know who Rollo is, bro, look him up online. Dog been in the feds for a little bit over 4 years now because of this weed operation that he had going on. They came and picked him up. We seen it all play out online. The last few years have been a lot of
Bet. Yo, I need y'all to carry me though.
Who is Midas the Crab Eater, sadistic Prince Admiral of Mir, and major antagonist of House of the Dragon? Explore. Now that we have...
Practice while you can. You'll be entering the field in a bit.
People, they'll be able to control each other. We can't control each other because we ain't linked up. We're smaller groups.
Enemy soldier nearby.
Wasted.
Enemy soldier nearby.
Wasted.
Man, I'm so lucky, really, because DL treats me really, really good. You know what I mean? Like, I had to call DL, they wouldn't let me do everything.
Enemy dropping.
Tango removed.
Training's over. Time to see what you've learned. Resurgence. Be advised, gas is closing in. Proceed to the safe zone.
Heal up.
Live and your KIA teammates will redeploy. Any point-worthy action will return to combat quicker. Bounty target is up. Take them down. Hunt the enemies before they hunt you.
This includes not one, but two Avengers films. The Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. Now, there is a time before the end of the release of those movies. But between now and then, there is also a lot of stuff that needs to happen if the studio is directing Secret Wars justice.
You picked the right side. Smart choice.
I'll break down the things that I personally think all the studio should do. Properly set up the end. There's a lot of speculation. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive right into it. Now, before we can really dive into the meat and potatoes of this video,
One of your allies is back in the game.
in regards to what exactly Secret Wars even is. So, I'm going to go through a super basic summary of the storyline right now. So, if you already know all of it, leave the comments and watch the previous videos where we talk about it. Feel free to jump to this kind of video and move on to the next section. Or if you're on YouTube, you can just jump to my chat. Figure out exactly which Secret Wars storyline they're most likely to adapt to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. As there are technically a few different arcs that go by that same name, so there are really only two that are up for discussion. That being the original one from 1984 and the one from 2020.
Man, turn that bullshit off. Okay. I'd like to work as a team, but I may have to mute you.
Enemy UAV active.
pretty much the rest of the multiverse.
Yep, alright. Got a muting.
Remnants of several different Earths combined together in a as Battle World, which was ruled over by Dr. Doom, who had proclaimed himself the God Emperor of existence. Battle World itself was divided into many smaller territories and contained a sort of pocket universe, where different storylines played out, all under the leadership of Doom. The main thrust of the comic storyline, though, saw heroes and villains alike from both 616
Yeah, bro, turn off your mic, bro.
coming
Fuck.
together and rebelling against Doom's rule.
Stitch in my ear.
Liberating Battle World.
Supply box ready for pickup. Ready loadout drop on the way.
Revealed to actually been largely responsible for Doom gaining the power that he did, watched over. After the cataclysmic battle, Molecule Man transferred the powers of the Beyonders into Reed Richards.
Enemy UAV active.
Of Battle World, but not all hope was lost. Reed worked alongside Molecule Man and his family to reform the
Ready loadout drop on the way.
back to the way they were before.
Objectives found. Move to the next location.
But we'll get into that later. In a lot of ways, allowing them to
We got gas inbound. Safe zone relocated. Enemy UAV active. Objectives found. Move to the next location. Mercenaries called in a supply chopper to offload their cash reserves.
Where they coming from? They on the roof? They ain't seen you yet.
Enemy UAV active.
Got you. Oh shit, why you die? It's right there. Come right back, grab his armor section. Ooh shit, it's hot, never mind.
Enemy dropping into the AO.
Ah, that motherfucker right there.
One of your allies is back in the game.
Alright. Too much teamwork going on. I have to go solo.
In the MCU, we have had smaller spots of this here and there. Now that the older Spider-Man films are officially connected to the larger universe,
Oh shit, I can't go solo. The fuck?
Now, here we have a
Guess we just gonna have to leave this shit alone.
One of the greatest strengths of the MCU is the fact that all of the stories are connected. They all feed into one another in sometimes small, yet still significant ways. As an audience member, that's awesome. Love that for us. But as a filmmaker and a storyteller, that presents some pretty serious hurdles. Hurdles can be overcome via the multiverse. Imagine if writers and directors working on Marvel properties were granted the freedom to shake off the last 3 or 4 phases worth of continuity in order to craft brand new stories, standalone stories that exist within an alternate universe, establishing a new continuity that could go in unexpected directions. This would allow them to establish a secondary universe much in the same way that the Ultimate Universe did for the comics. And while it would be disconnected in terms of canon, it would still all connect in the end to the wider MCU via the crossover with Secret Wars. To kind of top the most ambitious crossover in cinematic history by not just crossing over a group of characters, but 2 entire universes. As I stated earlier, we do already have some connected universes that could be built upon, and it looks like we're already getting more. At San Diego Comic-Con, we got our first look at the animated Disney Plus series, Spider-Man Freshman Year. While that show appears at first glance to be within the MCU, certain things, like the inclusion of Norman Osborn, lead us to think that it might be a new reality being created right before our eyes. An animated reality. Of course, that means there's now a 4th Peter Parker running around, which is not great, but, you know, it's a start. All I'm really saying here is that it would be fantastic to see them expand the multiverse, which is something they're more than likely going to do, but probably not to the degree that I'm advocating for here. How awesome would it be if the entirety of Phase 6...
Check your gear and weapons. We go soon.
...were in an entirely separate universe? Would it be
enemy soldier nearby.
Now let's get into the more specific adaptation stuff. story, I personally think that having just one phase...
Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
...as a character. So I'm suggesting...
Enough training. Now you fight a real enemy.
...solo movie. But if they do that, where would make the most sense to have him
Gas is closing on your position. Suggesting
drop zone. See you ground side.
Heads up, lads. Cash drop inbound. Secure the cargo.
Then sprinkle some references to characters.
Good to have another hero on the team.
And show up and do some real damage with Fantastic Four. This would obviously follow roughly the same model that Thanos did within the first 3 phases. He was established via cameo events, wrapped up phase 1, had small little winks and nods to him throughout phase 2, and then made his presence known in phase 3. So that very thing could work with Doom. Also needing a ton of setup over these phases, they have to be really careful. Feel really cluttered and claustrophobic. Of course, there is also the possibility that Doom's God Emperor status could be given to someone else. Perhaps even the aforementioned Kang, which would make the title of the 5th Avengers film, the Kang Dynasty, make a little bit more sense. Or maybe Doom is just a variant of Kang. That is just crazy enough that I can see them doing, especially because in some versions of Earth, that was actually the case. I did a short about it. You should check it out on the YouTube channel. It's on there somewhere. Regardless of who is slotted in as the God Emperor Battle World, another thing that they'll need to establish within the MCU is a being or beings that are capable of creating Battle World in the first place. Within the comics, this role fell to Molecule Man, who, after being empowered indirectly by the Beyonders and energy from several different alternate reality Molecule Man, was used by Dr. Doom to try to stave off the incursion event, which didn't really work out. But, you know, the power eventually went to Dr. Doom, who used it to create Battle World after the multiverse was obliterated. So there is that, I guess. Now, so far we haven't gotten any hints to
friendly loadout drop on the way.
Or Molecule Man. However, during Phase 4, they have done quite a bit to set up more of the cosmic hierarchy, introducing incredibly powerful beings such as the Celestials, Eternity, and Chthon. And yes, I know that Chthon isn't part of the cosmic hierarchy, but he's still super
loadout drop headed your way.
The point is, it seems like Marvel is trying to make sure that audiences are comfortable with the idea of higher beings that are powerful beyond our normal understanding. So I would be surprised if in something like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, for example, we start hearing more and more about these greater beings. Hell, Loki Season 2 could be a good spot to bring in the Beyonders themselves, seeing as how the TVA seems outside of the multiverse. Having the Beyonders get revealed as having played a role in the establishment of the organization could be a nice backdoor way of bringing them in. Either one or multiple of them. This one isn't super pressing, I guess, as they could just write around it, but the children of Reed Richards and Sue Storm actually play a bit of an important role near the end of the comic storyline. The two children, Valeria and Franklin, are incredibly powerful in their own right. Valeria, for example, holds the title of the world's smartest girl. Even
enemy UAV active!
Than her father, which
We need to roll up
is right
another
on your
one.
tail.
is the one that I want to focus on here in
This
regards
is awesome.
to his importance to Secret Wars, as his reality-shaped powers are used at the end of the story alongside Molecule Man to help return the multiverse to a livable state. Now, in a cinematic adaptation within the MCU, we might be able to get the kids, depending on the current status of Reed Richards and Sue Storm in the movie. Some of the setup necessary to follow the comic's ending might already be in the plans. However, I think a more likely scenario will be them either having the children come from an alternate Earth, which would work, as we already know that Franklin and Valeria exist on Earth 838, because of a line from Multiverse of Madness. It's also possible that Franklin's role in might just be passed off to someone else. Who though? Well, despite the fact that she is quote-unquote dead right now, Wanda Maximoff could be brought in to do some reality warping. While she's not really on the same level as Franklin on the page in that regard, within the MCU, this could be an acceptable substitute. Or if they do bring in Molecule Man, they could just have him do it on his own. In the aftermath of the Secret Wars storyline within the comics, some rather awesome things came to be. One almost always brought up is the fact that Miles Morales was able to make the leap from Earth 1610 to 616, ensuring that his stories would continue even after Marvel ceased production on all of the other Ultimate comics. Miles wasn't the only one that came over, by the way, but he was definitely the most noteworthy.
Taking the lead.
I'm not saying that they have to specifically for Secret Wars. Create more complex sets in an alternate universe. While I lauded that option as a way of creating disconnected stories, the fact of the matter is that Disney and Marvel would eventually want to either bring those characters into the main MCU or just flat out abandon them. So being able to use Secret Wars to do this would be a great option. So I guess this entry is less me saying they should set something up and more just an extension of that first entry. I thought it was worth discussing, so here we are. In the end, I have faith that Marvel Studios and Disney, no matter what they do before the Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars, will put out a fantastic and fun piece of cinema. Sure, Phase 4 has in a lot of ways felt a bit meandering and not quite the best stuff that we've seen out of them, but they have yet to do anything that I would consider bad. So at this point, I trust them to deliver. Hey there everybody, I'm John Algutz. I made this video and I want to know what you think. What would you like to see in Avengers, the Kang Dynasty, and Secret Wars? Be sure to let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, or go ahead and shoot me a response over on Twitter. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to CBR for more great videos just like this in the future.
Hostile operator.
Welcome to the full story series right here at Comic. Videos that have come out over the spread sometimes for years, meaning voices will change, styles will change, and even quality as we're going through. Old Man Logan is a famous storyline in which we see a potential future for Wolverine. Recently, in 2015, Marvel decided it would be fun to bring that older version of Wolverine to replace our actual Wolverine. So what we got was a long-running storyline of Old Man Logan. And crossovers.
You got gas inbound. Safe zone relocated. Enemy UAV active.
Oh, get the fuck out of here. That's crazy.
And we did a bunch of the crossovers.
This motherfucker just landed on my shit.
Either way, this is the Old Man Logan storyline that in comics. It's great, it's fun. I hope you guys.
I don't think we're gonna be playing this one.
If you like our style of storyline, please consider subscribing to our channel. With the longer videos, you guys can give this a smash of a like, just so that it can be in the YouTube algorithm. Thank you so much, and enjoy the video. We open on Logan, now an old man riding his horse into his small rundown farm in California. He's in charge of this land. He has a family, a wife, and 2 small children. Things are not well for Logan. This is not a happy life, but a life with struggle where Logan pays rent to the family.
With nothing to pay this month, Logan refuses to sell his children's toys to pay this rent. So he decides to use the face of the whole gang and try to reason with them. The whole gang does not do this. And when they arrive at the farm the next day in the Fantastic car, they bully Logan.
Gas is right on your tail.
They already know that he can't pay the rent. The confrontation is brewing, and suddenly Logan pops his claws, and he fights back against the Hulks. Except, he doesn't. It was just a daydream, fleeting thought. Logan has become a pacifist, and he swore to never unleash his claws again. And instead, the Hulk gang pummels Logan into the ground. They leave him a bloody mess, and they tell him that he owes double next month. Otherwise, his family will die. Lying in his bed, Logan's healing factor helps mend the wounds. He's paid a visit by one of the old Avengers, Hawkeye, who's now blind. But even a blind man can see the trouble that Logan is in, and he proceeds to offer the former Wolverine a job to help Hawkeye deliver a package to New Babylon on the east coast of the United States. If Logan's willing to help him, they'll pay him $500, which should presumably cover his debt to the Hulk gang. Logan agrees to take the job, and the next day he says goodbye to his family, and he gets on board the Spider-Mobile with Hawkeye. They embark on an adventure to save Logan's family. Their journey begins by taking them through Northern California, where they encounter the Monoloids that live underground and have infested. As Hawkeye tells Logan, these things are new and they've been sinking whole cities. He thinks that this is the Earth trying to take back what belongs to them. They begin by exploring an empty building for survivors. The Ghost Riders attack them from nowhere. Logan scrambles to get to the Spider-Mobile, but he's immediately attacked by a Ghost Rider gang member. The gang member shows no mercy as he beats the life out of Logan. Why don't you fight back? Logan tells his enemies that he will never hurt another living soul. Leaving Logan on the ground, Hawkeye has seen enough of this astonishing sight, and he proceeds to shoot the Ghost Riders with arrows, murdering them where they stood. You see, Hawkeye's amazing.
God damn.
50 still remain. There's still plenty of fun to be had.
No wonder we fucking got killed.
They broke the bug. The Jewel is which is the #1 tourist attraction in America because, well, it's the final resting place for those people. Even though they were simply stop through the town, they're immediately approached by Ultron 8, who is now married to Hawkeye's third ex-wife, Tanya.
Destination marked. Marking waypoint coordinates.
And when they meet her, they learn that his daughter, Ashley, has recently formed a secret that has been captured by the Union. Hawkeye needs a rescue, but Logan is only interested in going to deliver the package. Hawkeye offers to double his pay if he helps him rescue his daughter, and Logan reluctantly agrees, though he still plans on not using any violence to assist Hawkeye. He won't pop these claws. At Salt Lake City, Kingpin sits in an arena and he watches two of Ashley's teammates, Daredevil and Punisher, get eaten alive by an attack of raptor-like dinosaurs. As Fisk leaves the arena, Logan identifies where Fisk is keeping Ashley, and Hawkeye enacts a crazy plan where he uses the Spider-Mobile to simply drive into the building and rescue her. The Spider-Mobile can do whatever a spider does. As the car crashes into the prison, Hawkeye leaps out and kills all of the opposition in his way. And as he frees Ashley, the Kingpin walks in demanding to know what's going on. Before he can get an answer, the newly freed Ashley takes a shotgun and uses it to decapitate the Kingpin. As it turns out, Ashley was planning to take over the Kingpin's territory by killing him. She had no intention of coming to save him. The evil villain on her father.
The enemy won this battle, but we'll be back to finish the war.
Logan uses the Spider-Mobile to drive into the building and rescue Hawkeye from his power-crazy daughter. They drive off only to be pursued by Ashley's new...
Winter Park is known for its beautiful homes. Winter Park is known for its beautiful homes, restaurants, and shops. But the city has a lot of natural gems as well.
Yeah, here's one example. Take a look. Lake Rose is near the intersection of Fairbanks Avenue and Denning Drive, which is a few blocks west of Park Avenue. Fox 35's Stephanie Belmonte is looking into how this lake formed.
41 years ago, this lake was a massive sinkhole right in the middle of Winter Park. Tonight, we are learning about the local family who devoted their lives and used this natural disaster to make a breakthrough in understanding sinkholes. Breaking news back in May of 1981. On the front page of the then Sentinel Star, a massive sinkhole in Winter Park.
We're standing right here.
Layla Jamal showed me what the Winter Park sinkhole looked like when it gobbled up part of an Olympic-sized swimming pool, part of a luxury car dealership, and May Rose Williams' 3-bedroom home. That's why it's now called Lake Rose.
She heard a big swoosh late Friday night, early into the morning, and went out of her home to see what it was, saw her home settling in, and then that's when everything kind of, over like a 48-hour period, when everything collapsed into the sinkhole.
Layla and her family were at Mother's Day brunch downtown when it happened 40 years ago.
My father got a call from the mayor saying that he needed to meet him immediately at this location. It was scary. Everybody was kind of afraid
Camp
to over here.
outside the circle, wherever outside the circle is. Either the camp.
Practice while you can. You'll be entering the field in a bit.
Either the camp or over here behind the town.
There had been a thought that dryness causes...
What is this? Only quad? Only trios or something?
It was the rainfall.
We must our fourth partner come in yet. It's quad.
Okay.
Florida is no stranger to sinkholes, but they normally occur in rural areas or where there's a lot of irrigation. But they can happen in cities too, just not usually to this scale.
Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
They're targeting me.
In this case,
subscribe button and make sure you follow me on Instagram and TikTok. And today we are starting a new. What's up, people? Welcome back to my channel, Early Ganja. If you're new here, don't forget to
Practice is over. The real fight begins now.
TikTok. And today we are starting a new
Resurgence. Rush to the safe zone. You got gas closing in fast.
Marking waypoint coordinates.
Camp.
And your KIA teammates will redeploy.
When you sticking to the plan?
Will return them to combat quicker.
Yeah. Got a lot of company over here, but that's what the guns is for.
There are 50 still active. Bring that number down. Targets are up. Take them out. Enemy UAV active.
They got me.
One time.
I was over there, but I ain't had no backup yet. Or a gun.
Here we go again.
I'm deploying now. Just stick over there, man.
Enemy dropping into the AO.
Pick his pockets. Somebody coming. Shit.
Don't worry, I'm here.
Here we come. Fuck. It's all good. Seem like we're missing somebody.
Them down.
twice.
Here we go again. Enemy UAV active. Good to have another hero on the team. You've got gas moving in.
She got scared.
I'm flying this thing.
Got enough money for loadout over here, man. Like what buy station?
Enemy UAV active.
I see how y'all do my buy
Headed your
station.
way. Gas is moving in. New safe zone highlighted. Bounty target identified. Have a little fun, yeah? Mercenaries called in a supply chopper to offload their cash reserves. Might be able to ambush them. Enemy UAV active. Hold on.
Gas mask identified.
You're losing ground. Move it. There's a mover here. Time's up.
Receiving hostile fire. We need to get to the safe
Allied
zone.
cluster strike arriving. Enemy dropping into the AO.
Fuck.
Got contact.
Revenge complete.
Shit, pick me up, pick me up, pick me up.
25 remaining. One of your allies.
Goddamn, cuz.
I'm here.
Okay, I'm about to say, what the fuck?
Enemy soldier nearby. You got gas inbound. Safe zone relocated.
Good to go.
Fire sale is active. Buy PlayStation costs are adjusted.
Excellent kill.
Oh shit.
Enemy precision airstrike. Stay alert.
Get out of here. Somebody got a strike on us. Hold on, here I come, here I come, here I come.
Marking a rally.
Resurgence is about to end. Keep your head on a swivel.
Don't worry,
Fire
I'm here.
sales done. Prices are back to normal. You've got gas moving in.
Destination marked. Get a move on. Head to the safe zone.
Collected armor.
Resurgence is no longer available. Make your actions count. Gas is moving in. New safe zone highlighted.
Move on my way. Move a spot. I'm hit! I'm hit! Ah! Your fire!
Oh. Enemy soldiers nearby.
Ah, on top of us. Pick me up, pick me up, pick me up.
Losing ground. Move it.
I'm under fire!
Fuck. Where's Pete? Oh, fucked. All right. Good game. One more before I go.
Epic sword fights.
Coming in at number 10, we've got an honorable mention with
How dangerous are online video games? 5 years ago, this teenager locked himself in a room so that his
Use this time to train a bit. We'll be deploying soon. Enemy dropping into the AR. Enemy soldier nearby. Enemy soldier nearby. Hostile dropping into the air. Watch the RPG! Preparation's done. Time to deploy to the war zone. Resurgence.
Helo.
Shit the camp.
Closing on your position. Suggest you start running. Survive to redeploy fallen teammates. Earn points to return them fast. Enemy soldier nearby.
Okay, motherfuckers ain't filling my drop point. I see.
Kill all targets. Go. You're being tracked by an enemy team. Tread carefully.
Here we are, New York City, backpack boys, the man himself. You know what I'm saying?
One of your allies is back in the game. You picked the right side. Smart choice.
It don't look like we was all on the same page.
We're returning you to the front lines. Go get them. Squad member is redeploying.
I want some get back. I don't appreciate that shit. I ain't gonna get it.
Resurging! Go get your revenge!
What's up, Green? You don't get that load out, man?
Enemy UAV
Being stingy with that Call of Duty money. Don't get that load out, bruh. Kill that motherfucker, man. I'm leaking out, bruh.
I got you.
Go cop that load out real quick.
Friendly loadout drop on the way. Enemy UAV active. Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the sky.
Take a shot.
Ah, they got me. Hurry up. Get your ass back up. Get up out of there. Oh, it's too late. I want this load out, man.
Squad member is redeploying. Squad member is redeploying. Enemy UAV active.
Street rush, I'm right.
Watch your six. Loss. Come back.
Alright, this is it for real.
Your job pays you 100% of your salary while you work.
Hello and welcome to the Build a 12 Family Farms YouTube series.
Check your gear and weapons. We go soon.
FAQ. I have Jeremy here who was over here, so we thought we would get him in on the video. We pulled some questions from the most recent video and some of the other
Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
Would be useful to you. Let's just get started. The first question I have here is from Davis. It says, curious about the spot with the cover crop. Have you seen a difference? The answer there is yes. I saw a huge difference. I almost was positive I would see a difference since I've used cover crop before. In the back of our greenhouse, we have some experimental, there goes a bee. We have some experimental beds, and they're only 9 foot long, and I didn't want to just throw cover crop through the whole greenhouse this year and not know what the outcome was going to be. I know you have to chop and
enemy soldier nearby.
I know it grows back, so we had a huge difference with retaining moisture. That's the hottest part of our greenhouse. And if we could dry a lot faster, we'd be watering it like 3 times a day. So seeing that difference is
going back
huge.
in.
I'd like to mention that over the
enemy
season,
dropping into the AO.
like no matter what I did, it grew back. So even right now, as you can see, it's grown back even some. We're going to be completely
preparations done. Time to deploy
crop
to the war
and
zone.
hope that it doesn't come back. If it does, it's really not going to be a huge deal. At one point, we did
certain processes are going to dictate where it makes sense. I think you put the cover crop on the tomatoes, right?
For the tomatoes, because that soil just exposed all the it dries out very quickly. I'll probably do it again next year. I enjoyed the nutrient
Gas is closing on your position.
Move on my way.
Suggest you start running.
There's a few different types. There's some like forge keys and some vetch and a few things that help. They're all
Live and your KIA teammates will redeploy. Any point-worthy action will return them to combat quicker.
And that's one of our most popular products.
In that situation too, the only issue that I have
Targets are up. Take them out.
is like sort of binding. And so what it will do is come up, wrap around your plan, and so if you're not dropping and dropping as soon as you get the chance, you might have that issue. So you could always consider that. Like
One of your allies back in the game.
Like that.
Even our indoor growers, some of them go, man, I don't like the vetch in mine. And others go, oh, it's great. It keeps me chopping and dropping. And I think it really adds, because vetch is a really good nitrogen fixer. Out on the field, the vetch wraps around the weeds. Good to have. Every use instance is like
enemy soldiers nearby.
Before we do it.
Good to have another hero on
You
the
have to do
team.
what I think is best for you and your farm. And somebody
Enemy
else
UAV
said about
active.
having a green thumb. And I think green thumb comes through experience, you know, learning and doing it over and over again and knowing what to
Enemy
look out for.
UAV active.
There's no absolute. So, anyways, from Grow Turf. It says, hey, I'm having issues with rice hole sprouting. My soil mix is 6 days into cooking and there are sprouts everywhere. Is this a problem? I don't have much experience with that, so I'm actually going to let Jeremy answer this question.
Right away, I'll address the main question. It is not a problem. But you did the right thing. You got to be aware of what's going on. You're cooking soil that's being moistened, and you're adding all your amendments and compost and peat moss. I imagine you use the rice holes to make it nice drink. That's what we do here at Building. We have rice holes. Early on, when I started buying rice holes, I bought companies. They were closest to freight or easy for me to access. And I noticed there was a high rate of germination in those rice seeds. So I found some companies do what's called a parboiled process, where they terminate all the seeds by boiling them, and then they dry them out. Other companies just pull from an old pile of rice hulls, and they hope that they're dead, and there's a higher percentage of germination. Where I learned about this was from the greenhouse industry that does large-scale seed starts. You know, huge greenhouses like the Home Depot or
Reinforcements are on the way.
When those companies go put $1 million out seeds, there's a lot of risk. There's a lot of liability, and so the major companies that mix potting soil, like
Gas
Protex
is
and others,
moving.
they did massive greenhouse trials on using rice hulls instead of fertilizer. They had great
You're the last one
However,
standing,
if they had high
soldier.
germination,
Survive until others
it would kill the
redeploy.
plants in the soil, or it would cause a carbon to nitrogen issue. The rice seedlings would die, and it would compost the soil. So it can be a problem. That's why we
Reinforcements are
only
on the way.
parboiled rice hulls in our build-a-soil recipes to have kind of a guaranteed minimum, or maximum, I should say, of germination, and you should not see any germination. But if you're seeing it while you're cooking your soil, that's
Squad
fine. It's
member
not
is
like you're
redeploying.
seeds in to an expensive greenhouse. So what I want you to do is encourage them to sprout. You see it happening, and then turn your pile. That'll basically recompost any of those sprouted rice seeds into like a sprouted feed meal for your soil. And as long as you've seen it kind of stop happening, and you're not getting new sprouts, your soil's ready to go.
Basically, drop your rice hole.
Yes, and so it is a problem if you're commercial. If you're doing no-till, not really an issue. But maybe next time, buy the parboiled rice holes.
Enemy soldiers nearby.
A company that has them available near you, and you won't see them germinate. If you have a rice grow near you and have a pile of rice holes, be a little leery. There's heavy metal concerns. There's other things with the way people grow rice.
If you go down now, the operation is over. Watch your six.
And when you're small scale,
Loadout drop
sometimes you can be
headed
like, yeah,
your
I'll
way.
just take a scoop, and you may not know what you're getting. So,
Objective is to eliminate the bounty target.
Hopefully that answers your question. The next one here
Squad member is redeploying.
says your plants look so healthy. By
Get
the
to
way,
the new safe zone.
with the worm
Gas is
casting,
closing
the
in.
light grass we have here, it works really well.
Reinforcements are on the way.
Going to trim the
Mercenaries calling us supply chain to offload their cash reserves.
See how it works.
I'd be able to ambush
so that's
them.
really awesome. I remember you asking
Enemy dropping into the AO.
that epic queue, we were able to say, you know, obviously you want to be wary of what's being put in that lake, but it's a great product to use for your fermented tea, so I think that's really awesome that you went ahead and did that. I'm really excited. I love if you give us an update on how tea guns. It says greenhouse to pollinate the tomatoes and cucumbers. It was my job to do here in Australia on an organic farm. By the way, that's super cool that you're in Australia watching my YouTube videos.
Reinforcements are on the way.
Excited. I grew up in New Zealand, so you're really close to where I grew up. I've been to Australia a few times. It's just kind of cool to know that somebody on the other side of the world is watching these videos. But it says, good job,
skies.
Best job on the farm. So that's pretty cool. I actually personally have never thought of doing that. I guess some people do that, like as far as like throwing pollen around or, you know, in their greenhouse. But what we did this year, I learned this from the farm that we've been following is bees. The first year that I grew here, we definitely see a lot of.
You're being tracked by an enemy team. Tread carefully.
Bees, the first year I did it, I'm hit. So I had double, triple, quadruple production. And I've done bees ever since then. It's really cool. Even recently, we have a beehive here. I get it from Natal. They are pretty famous for that. They stand
Gas is right on your tail.
with bees.
Enemy dropping into the AO.
Anyways,
contract time expired.
I'm still in there.
You go down now. The operator.
Here is finding the bees. Bees have been great. The leaf blower. Yep. I think that's a great idea if you don't have any.
So I have a question for you if you're watching this. Was the gas like the
How about that?
And so it's good to find out when your flowers start dropping that they didn't get pollinated. And tomato plants are unique in that they produce their own pollen and they pollinate themselves. So all that has to happen is a little bit of a wind shake or a bee and they'll self-pollinate. Bees do the best job, but I get why wind would shake the pollen around and probably do the job.
Yeah, pretty cool. Thank you for that question. The next one here is from Craig. It says, do you release ladybugs or parasitic wasps? Can you please speak about your overhead sprayers and effects on the environment?
New safe zone highlighted.
Do you release ladybugs or parasitic wasps? So, this year,
Fire sale is active. Buy station costs are adjusted.
I don't know exactly the whole story, but they weren't able to sustainably harvest them this year without
redeployed.
Yes, and so I didn't really get
enemy dropping into the AO. For the enemy dragons.
Quite a few ladybugs this year that have come in on their own. So actually I haven't had to do much. Granted, it's not a couple thousand of them like I would order, but they're doing it. Nature always does that for you. As far as the parasitic wasps, I'm going to be honest and say that I actually forgot to order the parasitic wasps this year. Last year I had them. They were
fire sales done.
Whenever we come in for our pepper plants, I was finding
loadout drop on the way.
Little aphids that had been.
Damn, I gotta piss.
And they were everywhere, and they did an awesome job. So if you can get parasitic wasps, I think it's a great addition to your farm. It'll
yes,
help
he's
you
moving.
control some of the aphid issues. It really has helped me.
Enemy UAV overhead. Be mindful.
And I was like, oh man, I didn't order those this year, so that's kind of funny. Something you don't order in the beginning.
I'm hit.
I'm hit. One of those. Now that's an issue. I'm just gonna keep up with spraying every 3 days, like we talked about. I'm not gonna try to problem
like a garden. They naturally find their way there by having companion plants and other things that attract them. But in this type, normally the door is closed. Nothing can get in or out because the whole roll up side is all insects. So when we buy them, they can't leave. And that's why she said, oh no, a bee!
You got one of 25 left.
Of course, it'll come back.
Next time will be
different. It's the end of the season.
Return to base for debriefing.
So I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, let's go to the next one.
Oh, no, I had more than that.
On the tomatoes and plants during daylight. So when the plants have grown really, really high, the sprayers aren't hitting the plant. It's kind of number one, it's kind of like putting a pool of water on the ground.
Use this time to train a bit. We'll be deploying soon. Enemy soldier nearby.
You think he's a good boy? I think he's a good boy. He's wearing his tail. He's being a good boy. Hi, dude. I just need to deliver this package.
No next time for you, big man. No next time for you, big man.
Alright, this shit for real, for real.
Enemy soldier nearby.
Tonight's hours of terror across northern Mississippi after a man threatens to crash a plane into a Walmart. An airport employee steals a small plane and takes off, circling over one of the state's biggest cities. What he told authorities from the air, forcing them to evacuate homes and businesses.
Enemy dropping into the AO.
Pilots had to coach him into landing. The dramatic resolution.
Practice is over. The real fight begins now.
Canceled again due to a fuel leak. Since his mansion was searched by the FBI. Is he losing support within the Republican Party?
Resurgence.
Move on my way, man.
Mark a drop point for your team. You'll lead them in. The gas is closing on your position. Suggest you start running. Liv and your KIA teammates will redeploy. Any point-worthy action will return them to combat quicker. Targets are up. Take them out.
You're doing a good job, bruh.
Glad you're on our side, soldier.
He stole a small plane from the Tupelo airport and then told authorities to try to crash it into a Walmart.
I believe in you. You can do it.
The airplane circling overhead. You can see here its erratic flight path went off for hours. Through all of it, the suspect was in contact with police. He even sent a message to his family saying goodbye. Other pilots had to eventually talk to through how to land the plane. Miraculously, no one was hurt. The incident struck fear into so many men. Raised many questions. Right now, exactly starts us off tonight.
It took more than 5 hours and 50 miles to stop the flight of terror over Tupelo, Mississippi. It all ended in a deserted field where officials took 29-year-old Corey Patterson into custody hours after they say he stole a twin-engine plane from the Tupelo.
Found me a bus station, closest bus station. Oh, there you go.
Vendor, if you need to buy.
Graveyard.
It started just after 5 a.m.
Unless y'all run across portable. Oh shit! I done fucked up. Unless y'all run across a portable.
This map shows the plane's erratic flight path.
How widespread was this threat?
Well, 20 aircraft, fully fueled. This is beyond Tupelo. This is all over the South Tennessee. This plane was trying to creep up on behind us.
Officials spent hours negotiating with Patterson by cell phone, at one point convincing him to land. But say Patterson, who had flight instruction but who officials believe was not a licensed pilot, did not know how.
There was 2 pilots working
a loadout drop inbound,
and they were literally in direct contact with him and had him lined up. He was on his final approach, had gears down, everything looked great. He was going to be able to land that aircraft.
Gas is inbound.
Just 100 feet from the ground, the chief says Patterson changed his mind and kept flying for another 2 hours. Around 9:30 a.m., he posted this Facebook message from the air. Sorry, everyone. Never actually wanted to hurt anyone. I love my parents and sister. This isn't your fault. Goodbye. Less than an hour later, officials say, with fuel running low, Patterson landed in this field. Tonight, he is facing multiple charges, including grand larceny and terroristic threats,
Basically, it was a flying with a lot of fuel in it. Crashing into
why you open the zombie box?
can do a lot of damage. A lot of fire, a lot of explosion.
We're talking about evacuations. We're talking about rerouting people on their travel. We also are talking about shutting down festivities that were taking place in the city. So it literally impacted tens of thousands of people.
And Blaine joins us now from Tupelo. Blaine,
Enemy UAV active.
Jose, they do not know why he did this. I talked with the chief, and he says that
we've spotted an enemy radar jammer in your area.
Or upset toward anybody. He also tells me that Patterson's family were part of the
loadout drop.
Blaine Alexander in Tupelo, Mississippi, thank you. NASA's much-anticipated Artemis moon mission was grounded yet again today.
Allied cluster strike arrived. Gas is closing in. Relocating the safe zone.
Right here, we got one in front of us.
I'm in the safe.
Shit, they're in back of us too.
Calling a supply chopper to offload their cash reserves.
They say that they
enemy UAV active.
Rocket stack Artemis
plating up.
back to the vehicle assembly building behind me. They will make that determination in the next few days.
There's a squad in front of us too.
Pretty significant. A liquid hydrogen leak in an 8-inch fuel line, and as you know, that's constantly dangerous. They worked it. They tried to fix it. So now they say the problem, determine when they can fix it. And what they call the VAB, and now that
I don't see nothing in there. Right here, right here, right here.
Enemy radar contact.
Bad guy.
Get his ass.
Clean shot.
Man, he was fucking me up.
I couldn't even see him,
Come on down, babe.
In the small town of Weed, dozens of homes
Get that armor shot.
ground and fire crews racing to
Located
save the most vulnerable.
Deaf elderly couple needs to be evacuated. Oh no.
The flames engulfed this lumber mill that spread quickly through the town, injuring several people and forcing the evacuation of 7,500 more.
I'm not sure if I'll have a home to go back to.
Across the west.
Gas is right on your tail.
Perfect condition.
Enemy soldier nearby.
And 46 million Americans spending the holiday weekends in dangerous heat. For a
heal up and move out.
Enemy UAV.
The target
hot weather for Wednesday.
Why on me?
May be unable to meet surging demand. For days,
watch your head.
Temporarily cut back on energy use to try to avoid overwhelming.
Fucking bitch. Oh, he got me.
When it gets this hot, it's not uncommon for your eyes to start to hurt a little bit.
But the tourists, undeterred.
Are you expecting a dip in visitor numbers because of the heat, or are folks still going to show up?
We have often found that visitors are still going to show up. We even get an influx of people who want to come here to experience some of the hottest temperatures ever recorded.
And Ralph joins us now from Los Angeles, Ralph, where it's expected to be even hotter tomorrow.
That's right, it's 100 degrees.
Gas is closing in. Relocating the safe zone. Here we go
Some
again.
areas of California are bracing for temperatures well above 10 degrees.
Fire station
Ralph Sanchez in Los Angeles, thank you. We have breaking news from Memphis. The late development of the terrorist who was kidnapped yesterday. Tonight,
Get a self-revive real quick. Get a self-revive.
Be aware. Enemy advanced UAV overhead. Be mindful.
No motherfucking gun.
Watch your step. Resurgence will be gone.
Somebody up in here.
Someone get it. Fire sale done.
I ain't got no motherfucking gun.
best line. Searching for any sign of the 34-year-old police called Fletcher's on Friday, taking a laptop, garden shears, and throwing away his vehicle.
I think somebody in this house or in this area.
DNA, hairs, things that they may be able to match. The garden shears is probably...
You're losing ground. Move it.
Obviously, police may have additional information.
Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the sky.
Police say she was on her morning jog early Friday near the University of Memphis when an unknown person...
Yep, on the roof, on the roof.
SUV. Authorities later finding her water bottle and her
Allied
phone
cluster strike
smashed.
arriving.
The granddaughter of a local hardware store magnate not seen since.
Please, shot.
Now, her permanent Memphis family offering $50,000 for crimes of kidnapping.
Enemy advanced.
Shit, pick me up. About to play it up.
Jesse joins us now from
You got gas inbound. Safe zone relocated.
tonight.
Yeah, Jose, in a video of Fletcher's family saying they are thankful for the support and prayers of the community and law enforcement. Meanwhile, police have not announced the potential motive.
Hit the ground! Sending Molotov!
Jesse Kirsch in Memphis, thank you. Now to the southern border where 9 migrants crossing into Texas have died. They were
Hostile maneuvering.
Good game, fellas. Good game. Better do it for the night.